Hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
how's everybody doing tonight? Babe, we just got notification that we're live. We should join in.
What's up, Jay?
Hey Jay, how are you? Um, Go ahead, babe.
I was getting a couple of minutes. Ain't nobody on there yet.
Okay. Well, how was everybody's weekend? How's everybody doing?
Jay, you don't even on so far. What's good? What's been up with you? How the family, Jay?
Yeah, back up because that one can't see it, boo. Blessed.
Keep doing that thing. Yes, sir. What's up, Julie?
Hey, Julia.
No doubt, Jay.
And Chris. That's what I'm going to say hi to Chris too, Julia, because when you on there, Chris is usually on there too.
What's up, Chris? Yeah, Jay, we gonna when you're not too busy, man, let's link up or something. You know what I'm saying? You're on wifey or whatever. Let me know.
So tonight, for those of you that read it, our topic is insecurity, and that can go in a lot of different directions. So
Right.
we're gonna narrow it down for you guys a bit. I can't really see that.
Chris was rushed to the hospital this morning. Oh my God.
What?
Hey. Praise with y'all, Julie.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh my goodness, it's just been that going on. Trust me.
Yeah.
My manager was also in the hospital today. I wanted to go to the hospital, but I chose not to. Prayers out to those that are dealing with those issues. I'm gonna let Dre talk about what we're gonna talk about today.
The topic came up today because I seen a post, and it was from this lady, and her problem was her husband been at this job. I guess he makes good money, whatever, at this job. He owns his own business. But anyway, so he had a lady, his assistant or whatever, with him for, I guess, 15 years. Lady was 67 years old, kids, grandkids, whatever. So basically, she retired. So he had to replace her. So he replaced her with a younger, good-looking, you know what I'm saying, sister. And the wife didn't know till she went to the job to take him some lunch. And that's when she was, introduced. So her problem, she said, was she feels that he should have told her. And then it was, of course, how she looks, right? So she was concerned, and she was basically asked the question, should she be concerned? Should she have her husband, let the lady go? Or should she just let the whole thing go? Couple of comments. Different comments. So people was basically saying that based on the woman looks or whatever case, it shouldn't be, why she should or should not have that job. To me, it's insecurity in her end. And she did say that. She said, yes, she said, I'm insecure because I'm not the same physically, not the same when they first met. So, she didn't have babies, so you didn't pick this on weight, whatever happened. Whereas this, younger, shape, all this stuff. So she was concerned. She was feeling a certain way. People was telling her, let it go. Some people was telling her, yes, girl, you need to tell him, to find someone else. Someone was telling her to check herself. You feel threatened by this woman for a physical attribute, whatever. Oh, my dad, she said her husband never, ever given her a rhyme or reason to think that he stepped out. So they was telling her she needs to, if she feels that way, maybe just go to the gym, get yourself in shape, Somebody told her, girl, it's a competition out here. You need to always stay tight for your man, blah, blah, blah. So, I thought it was a good topic. How do you guys feel about it? If, for instance, how some people have work husbands and work wives, like, how do you feel about that? Is that an insecurity thing? Because someone told me that, too, before. We had a situation today. Somebody made a comment to me God, I forgot what it's about, but what the young lady said, was all I have to do is come to work, and she was insinuating about the females at my job, and let me explain that because at one point in time, I was really the only one of a decent age, single and straight. Nothing against gay people, single and straight. So a lot of women were, having conversations with me and never tried anything, but they always want to have conversations and it's about men-based stuff. So a lady told me I shouldn't be talking to them. And I was like, well, why? There's nothing inappropriate, things of that nature. She said, well, because you're married now and, this, that, and the other. So, again, that brought into this thing about insecurities. So, what drives and what brings up insecurities if your significant never gave you a rhyme or reason to be insecure? Where did the insecurities come from?
I would think that sometimes it doesn't have to be about your significant other giving you those reasons. Some people are insecure within themselves. So, like, let's say you have a wife who is not the best looking or not in the best shape or, doesn't dress the best, and you get in an office with all these women that are in shape, we're good dressers, they're attractive women, then you may have been the best husband that you possibly could be, but the wife, being insecure in herself, is going to immediately be like, wait a minute, what's going on? How are you feeling? How was work today? What did you do? What did they talk to you about? Because they're thinking in their mind, man, he coming home to me, but he worked with them, So I don't think it's necessarily the partner.
So in that case, maybe so. See, this way relationships go awry because if you do have women like that, so because of their own insecurities, they don't understand that
women and men.
Right? No, I'm just saying the subject. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when you have that, it causes problems because if the other person isn't doing anything and you keep pushing it and keep pushing it, you drive people away. You drive people into certain situations. When there was never a situation there, right? So I would just basically say that you have to, check yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but can you push somebody? Can you push your significant other into a situation? If you push me again and again and again about a dude or this how's work and you like these guys, I mean, it's on me to get with them, right? I can't say, well, you push me to do it.
No, what I'm saying is, but you can keep pushing that button. I mean, we human, so things can happen. I'm not even talking about even to go step outside. I'm just saying push the button to the person leave. Yeah. But it's different. People handle things differently. You do hear that you kept pushing, you kept, since you want to keep on accusing me and da. Now, I'm not saying, right, wrong, or different. I'm just saying that there are situations like that.
So do you think that it's better handled by those that just don't say anything, that just be quiet? How you have maybe a guy keep pushing, you cheating on me, you doing this, where you going, and a woman just don't say nothing?
No, what I'm saying is if it's whoever is doing the pushing, what I'm saying, they need to check themselves.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand that they're going to push the other person away. And then you realize, why you not talking to me? Why you shutting down? Oh, you must be talking to someone else. Yeah, because I don't want to talk to you because you tripping and, you driving me crazy. Now I don't even want to come home. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like hearing it. And then you out, Again, things happen.
With the same people that they accused you of being with.
Or it could be someone else. Mm-hmm. You could just be like, if I go home, I'm going to Ruby Tuesday to get me a drink, something in my head, right? It could be a waitress in Ruby, it could be, you know what I'm saying? So, and they're occupying that time is because the person don't want to come in the house at that point in time. So that time before they get home, someone's occupying.
Yeah.
Not condoning it. I'm just saying this is just a case by case scenario. What do you do? So again, I think the person doing the pushing should, be careful with that and check yourself. So we talked about this before. So like Ronnie had some guy in her DM, whatever. So some guys be tripping. yeah, you must be doing something for him to be in you. You know, crazy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which could cause him to be like, okay, this dude like tripping, like this ain't gonna work. Let me leave. Now, oh, you leave me for the other guy? No, I'm leaving you because you tripping.
Because
You know
of
what
you,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And I've run into that too. People, yeah, he or she tripping. She left. They must have been already messing with this person, and they don't understand. Like, no, you pushed them away.
Yeah, I
You
got
know,
that.
they didn't shut down on you. You know what I'm saying? So, but
and it may end up with that person, but it may not have had anything to do with
exactly
what was going on prior.
So I was in a situation, and I was accused of doing something, and I wasn't. I truly should have. I didn't even know I was being accused about it, right? But when I started thinking about it, I was like, hold up. Is this where this is going? Is someone accused? So I was like, when I came to the person, I was like, let's talk about like what's going on. Like, what do you? They denied it, whatever. But all the time they was going behind my back. Heard they was going to the phone bill, just all this stuff. Tell me what's going on. Let's talk about it. So they went through and they sent a message, and the message said something like, "Yeah, that's how you could." The female was like, "The female Mo, what's going on?" The female message to me was, "I cooked dinner. I cooked dinner tonight." I respond and say, "See, that's good. That's how you keep your man, right?" So that's what she's saying. Understandably upset, but what she didn't know is this me and this young lady was talking about her relationship. She was stating she was involved with this man and she felt some type of way and she didn't want him to leave. And I was like, well, you need to invite him over, cook a meal and y'all have a conversation. That was me and the other young lady's conversation. Of course, she don't know that, so she, just took it and ran with it. And from that point on, for months after that, she just kept, going through my stuff, whatever, and thought something was going on. And it was nothing going. Even reached out to the girl and everything, and I didn't even know until the girl called me. It's like, your kid's mom called me. So I was like, what? So I called. Of course, she denied it, whatever. But it kind of that pushed me into a situation. Put it that way.
Well, how do you feel about significant others that go the distance? Like they go and make phone calls and call the other person and check to see, are you doing this with my man? And da-da-da. Don't you feel like the person that you should be talking to is the person that's responsible for being with you? Like, would you necessarily say that you have to be out there calling everybody, trying to figure out what's going on and making it clear that this is my man and da-da-da-da-da, and don't be trying to get with him and like, what's the point?
Right, I agree. But I'm gonna tell you something. The young lady said, believe it or not, that actually pushed her to me more. Because she was like, she was intrigued, like, well, wow, if someone to do something like this must be
a good man.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Again, all this I found out, later on or whatever case may be in that situation. But it ended up turning to me leaving. Which could have been solved by a conversation. All right. It was an insecurity thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you went all through the checking. Maybe for me, as we get older, and like I said, I used to back in the day could say, yeah, dudes don't do stuff, but I've heard, guys do it too. So, but for me, that's just too much wasted energy. I'm not going through all that. I'm a firm believer in what happens in the dark comes out in the light. So, it'll all come out. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I can do is be the best person I can be. So, if it did and it happens to go south, whatever case may be, it's not on my conscience. I know I did everything I was supposed to do, whatever case may be. Then that person will end up probably regretting, like, dang, I kind of messed up, woo, woo, woo. That's how I think about it.
We had a good question. We had a question come to us tonight about relationships with husband and wife, where the husband is, or whether it was the husband or the wife, is in a, hey, Richard, what's going on? Where the husband or the wife is in a bigger position, like they own businesses, and let's touch on that. So, have you guys? So the question was, Do you have instances of jealousy when there are?
Your partner is successful in something. They winning than you not at that point in time in your life.
Yeah. Well, to me, it is not they're successful and you aren't, because if you're married, their success is your success. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, but I think the way the question came is if someone would be, have an insecurity or jealousy because the other person is,
Like if your business with the chefing blew up and my singing business did nothing.
Right. Yeah. From what I got from it, that's what I would take it something like that. It can go from, and even in careers, or it could be a financial thing. She makes more or he makes more, and you get into this squabble when, like Ronnie said, if you're a unit and one, why are we fighting over who's more successful? Because as successful as Ronnie going to get, I'm going to get.
22 years being married, you are doing great. Thank you, Joe.
That's Kim Brogan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So if you all on the same team, whatever the case may be, it doesn't make a difference who's career is doing better or who's making more, whatever the case may be, because it make it because as far as her career can go, as far as I'm gonna go, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because we connected at the hip.
And I think you should be your partner's biggest cheerleader. Like if tomorrow Dre get a call from a football team or something, except for the Redskins, and they want him to cook for them, and go, and travel and go far away and be their chef. Hey, that's something huge for him. Not necessarily me, because I'll be without my husband for a while, and I'll be by myself doing what I do, and he gonna be living life, But at the same token, like that's big for him, and that I would be happy for,
Yeah. Now if you are an individual who career is doing, prime example, James. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Dwayne. Jay, when you was boxing, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did your wife, how did she handle that? You always gone. You always training. You things of that nature. That'd be perfect. See how she took that. Was she cool? Did she understand things of that nature?
Or is there anyone on here, Facebook or IG, where you have a career where it leaves your spouse, your significant other, kind of on their own, and you're kind of more successful?
And Mo, same thing. Same situation with you when you was boxing and trying to deal with a relationship. Saying how did it work out? Where's their issues? Where's their problems? Julie, I know Chris, played football or whatever the case may be. So it's situations where
Knock this thing down.
It's this situations where someone, and it should be someone is doing where you both should be doing actually, but if someone's doing more, better, or whatever have you, you're supposed to be a support system. You know what I'm saying? So if you're out, wandering on the road, she's saying what her case is. I can't be at home, man. She always gone. She just first of all I knew that when I signed up. So I was expecting that, you know what I mean? So and I'm cool, and I'm a root for her, and hope she's enjoying life or whatever, and I don't mind waiting to sit home and military 13 deployments. My wife
13 deployments. That's a good
that's a good
That's a good one. Those that have their spouses in the armed forces that are gone constantly.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because it is, and you have to. There has to be. There can't be no insecurities or anything in them situations.
And what did you do on those 13 deployments to make your wife feel like she was still like the center, the forefront of your heart? How did you make her feel relevant, loved?
Not feeling alone because you're not there.
Yeah. Because that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So let's say, I start traveling and hitting the road with singing, and Dre starts traveling and hitting the road with his cooking. How will we make each other still feel like he's number one, she's number one? Communication was key.
So here's my I know Ronnie asked you. She actually asked that a lot. Like, what How would we handle that? And because we're not in a situation, I mean, I don't really have the answer, like have a plan in place. Yeah, we can say communication. We, of course, we're going to communicate. I don't know if we, good, saying make sure we say our good nights, make them the priority, right? And I think that's what Ronnie was trying to say. How do you do that if you're both? If I'm over on this side of the country and she's on that side of the country,
and he doesn't like FaceTime or any apps that show the face, so I would be short. I have to talk to him on the phone only, and I can't see his face. Let's just keep that in mind.
But I'm just saying. So when you have those instances that, again, you're so far away, like Joe, you was deployed. Communication. So yeah, a phone call. Making sure you say good night every night. Make sure you're saying good morning every morning. You know what I'm saying? Now, is there a way? Like, do it have to be? Dre, make it happen. I got you, cousin. But is there like what does it entail? So if I make a phone call, I'm making sure I say good morning every morning. I say good night every night, right? I'm making the effort.
To Dre, that's communication. I said good morning and I said good night. Like, no.
That was part of my anniversary. Is Thursday. 9 years.
9 years.
Okay, Mo.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I just don't. I just feel like, and again, because you can have difference of opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would like a FaceTime or whatever. Or whoever.
I just
But
want to
like,
see your face. It could be Skype, anything.
Insecurities, Tony.
What?
So,
wait a minute. Read these comments out loud, because our people. What's the topic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
insecurities and everything, marriage, relationships.
So if
businesses.
That's topic just came, real. It came real because I'm not into the FaceTime thing. I don't do the FaceTime or whatever. Oh, Marsha. Hey, Marsha. No problem, Mo.
You gotta read the comments
snap.
out loud for our
He's saying thank
viewers.
you to us. He was just saying thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
So if you're not into, if you communicate right, but you all have a difference in communication, meaning she would love to have maybe a FaceTime, whatever.
If we were far from each other.
Yeah. And the other person feel like, I'm talking to you, whatever, like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do...
Yeah, because good morning and good night is not communication.
No, I mean, no. What I'm saying is you can have communication throughout the day. I'm not just saying, I'm saying you can do it throughout the... we don't know how busy. I'm just using the scenario to be that busy.
That's true.
So I make sure when I get up, I'm saying good morning before I go on and do whatever. You go on and do whatever. When I get in or you get in whatever... Hey, good night. Because you're probably tired, whatever.
So
night,
so speaking of insecurities, how would that make someone feel with their wife is a recording artist out there on the road singing for all these guys that are just like, oh God, I love her, and the husband is in the house. That could get somebody insecure.
Oh, well, for me, because first and foremost, I've learned I have to be insecure myself. Right, so to me that doesn't bother me. But you're right. You got some people like that. Matter of fact, I was at a store and this girl that I knew I spoke to, and she told me about her husband. I didn't know him personally, but through conversations. So she had her daughters and her husband. So I went up and she seen me. She said, "Hey, Dre," I said, "Hey, what's going on?" I immediately said, "Hey, what's going on?" I forgot what his name was. To shake his hand with. But he was up on it so tight and had this it was real Tory. And I was like, "What, dude? This yours? Like I don't even But you have some people like that.
And for guys that are like that, or women that are like that, is that because they have a problem with? Do they know that they have an issue and that their person is possibly going to leave them, or? Are you like that because you think that they're going to leave you at any minute? Like,
and again, you have to be in. It could be. I mean, it could be numerous things. But my thing is, if you doing the best you know how with what you have, that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that person wants more or whatever, and you don't have it, or you're not capable. I mean, hey, what I'm saying, I don't know if it become an insecure thing or more or less I want more thing. So but with the scenario, Tony, for those just came in, this example I first used was why we came with the topic is
Somebody else just came. Is that my mom?
yeah.
Hey, mama.
Just came on and said that their husband owns his company. He had an elder lady working for him. She retired. He hired a nice young looking female, and she has a problem because she felt like since she had babies, they've been together for a while, she kind of let herself go a little bit with this young thing on nice and tight. Mm-hmm. She was asking what should she do? Should she make him fire her, or should she stop tripping? Or did she treat this like a competition? All of this, and he's never gave her a reason. He's never gave her a reason to feel any type of way. So this is on her.
This bombshell who he's gonna be working
right.
with. Who
she goes on trips. Yeah,
with.
Exactly. So she feeling some type of way.
I think anybody probably would feel some type of way, but everybody won't act on it.
Exactly, like you say, he never. It's her. It ain't like nothing happened. She nothing since anything other than he didn't tell her. Now, the question came in. Someone said, "Well, maybe he didn't tell you because he know how you trip."
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful with that insecurities too, because they can get to a point where I'm not gonna say anything. Trust is important. You guys are correct, but trust is key.
Trust is very key.
So my thing is, when you doing that, then what happens is it gets worse because guess what? Now I ain't saying nothing. If I'm gonna be accused every time I open my mouth, then I ain't gonna say anything.
Which makes people not trust you more.
Exactly.
Because, like you said, trust is key. But if your wife or your husband, every time they go do something, they keep it to themselves because they don't want to hear your mouth, and you find out that they went and did that, you're not gonna trust them then. Yeah. Anyway, so it's problems all around.
Yeah. So again, again, communication I believe is key, but when you have a communication, it has to be open-minded communication, right? If I'm explaining to you she was the best person for the job, I'm not looking at her looks or whatever. Okay, she so happens she looked or how she looked. I'm gonna do with that. But she's the most qualified person for this job. But you, with your insecurities, you shooting everything out the window. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're insecure has nothing. Now this don't even had nothing to do with the job. So now it's like, you know what? She tripping. I ain't saying nothing else. He might go hire 3, 4, 5 other different girls. You know what I'm saying? But who needs to be checked though? Who needs to check themselves? I believe it's the individual. If they have not given you a reason why, you know what I'm saying? Why trip? So that's like I said, that was my spit on it.
We got a comment on the floor. It says it does help to cultivate the relationship to prosper and blossom, but you have to close that divide and remove those insecurities. It develops that business partnership and not just the regular thing. In my professional opinions, it is highly needed you guys develop together. Those moments add more marital clarity. Over here, I totally understand that my husband got upset if I spoke to a man. We came to a head when I told him I will not stay in this marriage with him accusing me of cheating with everybody. So, yeah. See, so people do deal with that, and it takes trust. It takes communication. It takes a lot. Because you could have trust and communication and still have that one person that nags you to death because they're insecure with themselves.
Yeah. And that's why I believe the person, before you go accusing, you know what I'm saying, it has to be a reason. It can't be just because, she looks nice or he looks nice, and because you're jealous of that person. That they don't even have nothing to do with your partner. Your spouse, it's you.
It's you. So you have to deal with those insecurities.
Exactly.
Because in dealing with those insecurities, you'll be able to overcome a lot more in the relationship.
Now, it could be, even if you went all out, you could, like she said, she go to the job anytime she want. She popped up, gave him lunch. That's how she seen the girl. The girl was in there doing her job, taking the notes, making sure his planner is, correct, whatever. And she was like, "Who's this?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, it's my new assistant." She felt some type of way because she's sizing the girl up. You know what I'm saying? And so you develop all these feelings and emotions. Like no one else did it. You did that. So, someone told me before that, I was cold hearted because nothing affected me. And I think that's far from the truth. I just believe we all are human, right? And none of us are perfect. A buddy of mine used to put his girl on a pedestal, right? And when she went left, it crushed him, right? Because he just couldn't fathom that this ever would happen. We got no.
Yeah, it says he was not going to have me walking on eggshells because he is insecure of his appearance and couldn't believe someone like me would want him.
Ooh, I think that's an issue in a lot of relationships. You have a lot of people that are uneven, let's say, in looks and money, and sometimes that other person feels so bad about themselves, like they don't believe that the person that they're with, they deserve them, or they should be, or actually wants to be with them.
Again.
Insecurities.
Right. With yourself, though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That means now you're insecure. It ain't about another person. Just all you.
Yeah.
So, same scenario.
I'm with you. Same scenario.
You have to.
Insecurity.
My thing is this. You so tripping off worrying about somebody else, how somebody else love you, but you never stop to ask yourself, how much do you love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You should have loved yourself before you got married to somebody else.
Exactly.
Again, I don't believe that half a person come together and make a whole. I think two whole people need to come together and know who they are and be prepared to develop that and take it to another level with a whole person.
Yeah. Those and see those gonna be the downfalls of a lot of relationships. Mm-hmm. So I guess we're starting to say someone said I was cold hearted and things of that nature.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Someone said amen to that. Love yourself first.
Right.
I can't see. I'm sorry. Like, I can't see.
Oh, what's up, Nita? Angel. Hey, Angel.
Hey, Angel.
So, because they said that I'm cold and I just don't care, like, whatever, I don't. It's like, nah. But no, because what happens is when you put people in certain situations, you know what I'm saying, like, on a pedestal, things of that nature, and when something, it could be something minor, but it would crush you. I'm a firm believer we all human, right? We're going to make mistakes. So if another person, makes that mistake, whatever, step out, whatever the case may be, right? I might be hurt, but I'm not going to be to the point I'm devastated because I understand people are human. Now, yeah, I might still leave or whatever the situation is, however it ends or whatever, if it continues. But I won't be one of them crazy guys running around here throwing acid on women because they just can't handle being hurt.
Yeah.
I just be like, wow, this is what, for whatever reason she wanted. And obviously what I was giving her wasn't enough. So one of two things. I got to check myself and be like, did I give all I could? And once I realized, yeah, I did. I ain't had nothing else or whatever. It's a situation just ended. The relationship just out the end. Now, if it's on the part of me just not giving, and that's why they went out, I got to understand that and recognize that.
There's a comment on the floor. If the foundation is strong, if fire destroys everything, you think at that moment you can rebuild. I built separate foundations to deal with these types outside of my relationship, but that's why you have to study together every day before life goes up with a quiz, simply put. And over here I got I love me and I love him. He is my perfect God-sent match.
All right, and that's what's up. And G, I like that you know what I'm saying, you set those, perimeters, how to deal with that stuff. Like I said, for me, I'm not an insecure person. I know, my wife is attractive. Guys are they was doing it before me, they can do it while me, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna go out here and get into it with every single guy because they say, my wife is, she's beautiful. I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
That's
keep
why
moving.
I'm yours.
Yeah. Like I said, it only gets out of hand if it's, once it's checked, it's checked. Now, if something keep going or whatever case may be, it's not an insecurity thing. Now it's a disrespect thing. Mm-hmm. So that's when I get involved or whatever case may be. But
who's being disrespectful? The
guy.
partner or the guy?
The guy. So what I'm saying is, with our situation, if a guy came out and gave you compliments or whatever case may be, okay, she say, hey, I'm married. You know what I mean? it should be taken care of. Oh, and move on. Now, if he keeps pursuing, now I got to interject into the situation. You know what I'm saying? But not off of insecurities, because now it's become a disrespect thing. So there's a difference. So like I said, I always check myself. I'm confident in myself. You know, I believe in me. I think I'm a good guy. I work hard in this relationship. So I don't really have those type of issues. I don't foresee me having them. I can't see in the future, but I don't foresee me having them because I know how she is. Again, I know how I am. So I don't really see that. So yeah, but I just wanted to know how you guys feel about it. Y'all gave some good feedback tonight too,
Very
y'all.
good feedback.
Appreciate that.
I can't see. I'll keep trying.
Tell the guy thank you and knock him out if he don't respect you.
Violence doesn't always solve the answer. It's the unobvious. I agree that makes men like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've gone over our usual time. You guys gave some great feedback tonight on insecurities. If you are experiencing those insecurities or dealing with those insecurities, you know, I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully that they don't come into your relationship and cause a problem.
And if you guys ever like get in a situation you feel like you can't talk to your others, I don't know if this is right or wrong or whatever case may be, but you know, we're great listeners. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might wonder to vent. You know, DM us. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I'd rather be a soundboard than you going home and someone's being a beaten board. So you just need to vent, let go, whatever case it may be. But I'm gonna let you know now I'm against trying to, you know, breakups and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'll let you vent.
We won't
I'm
do
saying
that.
you need to go home and still work it out with your, you know, try to work it out with your people.
DM us.
Yeah.
At the Dre and Ro show.
And,
Because what? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying because you know, I really believe in, you know, the union thing. So now if it's obvious, it's obvious. But I'm just saying.
Some of them though we have been like,
Yeah.
been
Some things are just so obvious. I'm like, why are you asking us?
Yeah,
like,
it's just like the talk shows when they say, you know, I found this and I found this woman underwear and Maury, is he cheating? Like, you don't need us to tell you that. So, you know, just make the decision to do what you're gonna do. Right. But we do believe in the marital union. There has been times that people have come to us and we kind of was like, hesitated. We never said break it off though.
I just listen.
We just listen.
Just like this.
Like, oh, okay.
I feel like you know the answer. You just want to vent, so let me just let you vent.
So sometimes we won't even respond. We'll let you figure that out on your own. But you can always talk to us about those things. This is where our conversations come from. This is where a lot of these questions come from. It comes from people DMing us and talking to us. So the situations that we speak about are real life situations. Okay?
Yeah. And I just like, when you do go through whatever you go through, however you guys worked it out, that's what them stories I like to hear, because that not only helps us, but it helps others, right? Because somebody could be going through the same thing that you guys may be going through, and if you found that niche, and everybody's different, but it could be a platform for someone that's like, you know what, we didn't look at it this way, you know, looking at the show and they talked about this, maybe let me try that and see if that works. So yeah, so if y'all go through whatever, once you come through it, hey, tell us how it went, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we might go through that. We'll be like, you know what? Remember that couple that went through the same thing, baby? Let's try this. So, yeah, please, just keep us informed. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell us your business or nothing, but, you know, we went through that, y'all, and this is how we got through. I think that's helpful information. That's what it's called.
And we say every show. Please go support us and subscribe to our YouTube page at the Dre and Ro Show. We do post these sessions and other things. And we are going to only begin posting to our stories and not sharing on Facebook and all of that, because we really need you guys to go and support that YouTube page, because there's something that we have. It's a greater
greater mission.
Yeah,
Okay?
man, yeah.
So anybody that's watching us, we get over 300 views usually weekly, but we only got like 150 subscribers. So could you guys go over there, hit that subscribe button on YouTube.
Tell your family, friends, aunties, grandmother, all of them.
Whether you look at YouTube or not,
we just need you to subscribe.
Just subscribe.
But when we get it and start uploading what we talking about, you're gonna want to go over there.
Definitely.
But thank y'all guys. I mean, thank you for the support, the love that we be getting. It's crazy, and keep it coming, man. We appreciate it, man. Keep praying for us like we praying for y'all. All right, cuzzo. And we wish y'all nothing but the best in your relationships. And for those that's not in a relationship, we wish that relationship is out there for you. Just know that someone's being prepared for you, and you may be being prepared for someone else. So,
and if you need a chef or a cook and a singer at your upcoming wedding,
keep us in mind.
Shameless plug.
All right, see y'all.
Have a good night.